What is up, my string beans, and welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the Prehistoric DLC, where in the last episode we tackled the space biome. We came up here and we put meteor blasters every 28 tiles. Yep, every 28 tiles to make sure that we have a good coverage against all the meteors and everything. And then we initially put 3 space scanners, but as the 3 space scanners sat, I think we were only at like 70% or so scan network, scan network quality. So we went ahead and put a couple more here, and so we have a lot of network. And then here's our cooling loop that we have set up. We have, excuse me, we have a cooling loop for the left side, which is this isolated left fucking little loop over here. It goes around, and through the use of these conduction panels, we're cooling down the meteor blasters along with the power transformer. And then same thing on the right side here. We have a closed loop just for the right side. Same thing, cooling down the meteor blasters and this thing. And I have these 3 right here to add liquid to the cooling loop whenever we expand it, because I think there's a couple more things that we're gonna have to add in that we're gonna have to cool down. Like I think we're gonna need like sweepy docks so that we can pick up all the debris and everything and send it down. And then what I might do is set up like a debris chiller, probably like right here or so. Yeah, I could do like a big debris chiller. Come on, save lag. Oh, that wasn't that bad. A debris chiller right here, and then I'll probably expand this loop to chill like half of it, while this loop will chill like the other half. And then all the debris will come down and cool down before going down, because these meteors are going to hit, and it will have some hot debris. Like you could see, oh no, 85. There goes some Regulus like 85, but it's gonna be like a lot hotter. Yeah, today's episode, I think we're gonna do a little bit of exploring. Interesting. Oh my god. Yeah, today we're gonna do a little bit of exploring, in the fact that I guess we did, or there was an update. There was a quality of life update that happened while I was sleeping, and like I remember hearing about it at one point, but I didn't know when it was gonna be coming out. Oh, I said between episodes I was gonna make like another one of these. I never did that. So we're gonna explore the quality of life update here just a little bit, and then probably get into something else. But I did immediately notice this right here. So this is like a little quality of life thing. It shows everything that's being picked up. Oh, and also between episodes, the Great Suckening has finished. Yeah, the great suckening has finished, and I've rerouted some things around here. I got the gas pipes. I turned them all into insulated, so that any of the steam that it sucks up hopefully stays steam and exits right here and doesn't contaminate our vacuum. And then I rerouted power. This isn't going to be the final power right here, but I know that I do want it to be conductive wire, so I'll just have to figure out where exactly I want that conductive wire to go. And then I rerouted the water. I had the water coming in like down here, going over there, doing all this weird stuff. But in a previous episode when I made the liquid lock, or the infinity storages, I decided that I wanted all intake into the storage to be on the left side, so you could see all liquid comes down this way or up this way, and then all output is going to go to the right. So I had to change this up now that I finally have everything dug up here. So the output is going to go to the right over on this side, and it goes to the water goes where it needs to go. And then the oil has to go all to the left, because that's where its input is. Input to the left side, right? Wow, I can definitely see like some performance increase. There definitely is less little bits of stutter. I mean, that's really cool. So yeah, we did. Hold on one second. And then another thing that I did in between episodes is that I finished our Seacomb farm. So I wanted to get some blast shots immediately set up. We got a bunch of blast shots, and you can see, thanks to this conveyor rail right here, that these meteor blasters are in fact full of blast shots, and we are slowly filling the left side over here. This one has 14 units of blast shot. Oh, that's another quality of life. I think it previously was like times 5, times 5, times 5, times 5. And I know this because I was literally playing it yesterday. So some of these quality of life things are really neat. But yeah, so we're making a shit ton of blast shot, making sure that everything is stocked up for when meteors come, we're all safe. Oh, that's safe. It still takes a slight while. And so we're making a shit ton of blast shot, and we can't make it out of petroleum because we didn't set up our petroleum boiler yet, so we wanted to use biodiesel, which at the beginning of the series, we were making a shit ton of biodiesel so that we could blast away Demolier, and we're back to that. We're making biodiesel here in the emulsifier, which the emulsifier requires some bleachstone, which we have a shit ton of, and then also phyto oil, which then we come look over here and we have, oh, look, other little, oh, and it shows that it has germs. That's pretty cool. And it shows that we have all that. And we're making we're making the bio or the phyto oil right here, seacomb stuff. We're making it out of seacomb. And so we have our little seacomb farm. It is a dupless, it's a dupless seacomb farm, even though sometimes when they don't have tasks to do, they like to come and apply polluted dirt to this. But we're using the same method that we have for the lure plants over here, which is after 4 cycles they auto harvest. So we're just having them all auto harvest, and we have 2 auto sweepers that can catch that one and this one, and they can also if this conveyor receptacle ever gets, wait, you're not supposed to have rotten. How the hell did that happen? Hold on. This is supposed to be... No, you're not rotten. You're supposed to be... What the shit? Why are you sending rotten? I just want polluted dirt. Only polluted dirt. Also, I need all my polluted dirt. Yeah, I need all the polluted dirt to come in here so that this can feed the seacombs. But yeah, this is a little self-contained seacomb farm that works if I have polluted dirt being delivered. Huh. But yeah, let's look at some of the, oh, like that. So they've added quite a bit amount of stuff. So they've added a new story trait called Printerceptor, and we'll hopefully see that when we go to some of the other planetoids, because I haven't gone there yet, so maybe this will get loaded in there. Let's see. And then another thing that they added in, we're going to go through a couple of things. They added a Husky Moo, which is a critter morph. They added a Lum and a Shatterflox. So let's take a quick look at the Lums. We're gonna go normal speed as we look at some of these things. We're gonna look at the Lum here. Lum. Okay, so a Lum is, or here's a Blum. Blumlums, they're non-hostile creatures that produce algae instead of peat. Because these guys, when they stomp near plants, the commotion, fall to the ground. They feel crowded and they drop 12 kilograms of tough meat. Got it. But these guys, they stomp near plants, and so same thing. They'll still harvest the normal plants, but instead they produce algae. And you can see that by them eating 1,300 kilocalories and making algae. These guys also 1,300 kilocalories and making peat. Okay. And their comfortable range 20 to 70. Let's see if they're different. 20 to 70, neg 100 to 100, neg 100 to 100, 200 cycles and 16. 200 cycles and 16. So it's all the same, but how do you get a Blumlum? There's nothing that show. Oh, actually, I bet you if I click on this guy and I see right here. So this critter has a 0% chance of laying Blumlums. and it'll increase when they dwell in carbon dioxide, which is interesting. Do these like carbon? Yeah, these can grow in carbon dioxide. So literally all you got to do to try to get more algae is have them sit in carbon dioxide. Or you can grab one of these little guys and we're just going to relocate you over here, and we're going to use the critter fluxomatic to turn him into a blum lum. So we'll do that. And then, yeah, he just makes a shit ton of algae, which, what could I really use the algae for? I mean, obviously an oxygen diffuser, but, like, we don't need that. So we can use the algae to feed into Pacus. And then not that. We don't care about getting coal. Mostly it's looking like getting... Oh, let's watch this guy. Oh, okay, he just got eated. And this'll take a little bit. Let's shit out a blumlum. And there you go. We got a little blumlum. Cool. Does he yeah, so we would most likely want to put them in carbon dioxide if we wanted to shit out a bunch of algae, which we could probably do that. We could do... Well, no, we would have to have a separate farm because this is only going to shit out normal lums. And then, oh no, you do not go there. You have to go in the cage. Actually, you need to go into this cage. You need to go into... Council, relocate into there. Oh, these guys are gonna mess up my thing. Because there's a critter in here. Fucking my shit up. Okay, maybe putting them in here wasn't the best idea. It was working for a long time. But anyway, so that was the lum. Then there's also a shatterfox. Shatterflox. Oh, that's wild. But we haven't messed with the floxes because we're not on the ice planet. So let's see what they do though. So these guys, you can normally harvest them for wood. Yeah, see, you shear their antlers and you get wood. But let's see. They eat bristle blossoms and pike apple bushes, which is the same as this bristle blossom pike apple. And yep, you could shear them for wood. But what do you shear these guys for? You can shear their shearable glass. So you feed them abyssalite instead, and you can shear them for glass. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, just keep doing this. Well, that makes them dirt, so you want to feed them abyssalite. Which, abyssalite, as far to my knowledge, I don't think abyssalite's renewable. No, I don't need transitions to or applications. I need... So you can make one no. So abyssalite is not renewable. Interesting. Okay, so there's the shatterflox, and then there's like another husky moo. So they feed on plant husk and gas grass. That's another thing. We'll get into plant husk. That's something that these guys can produce. Like, actually all plants can produce, but they require like an additional skill. Critters' typical lifespan. What do you really do? You excrete carbon dioxide, and you can milk them for biodiesel. Oh, that's kind of weird. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna milk you for biodiesel. Which gets into my next thing. There's also a biodiesel engine now. Biodiesel engine. Oh, that's an actual fucking rocket. Burns biodiesel to propel rockets for mid-range. What are you... What is... Okay, okay. So 35. Let's look at some of the research. Where's the biodiesel? Right there. Biodiesel engine, which is on par with the petroleum, I believe. Is that what we're looking at here? So let's look at the petroleum. Well, hold on. So this is... Supports 35. 35, 5, 7, 31. And let's look at the petroleum. Nope. Nope. Right there. Nope. Big one. So 35, 57, 31 were the numbers. Module engine power. So petroleum is still going to be better. Okay. But that's pretty cool. All right, let's move on to the next thing we have. So we had the Husky Moos, we got Blumlums, we got Shatter Foxes, we did the Story trait. So now there's Plant Husk and Plywood. So let's get into that. So Plant Husk, I believe. So a bundle of dried plant matter. So anything can drop this, I believe. Produced by. You can see every little fucking plant is able to drop plant husk, which this is only 1,000 grams, 100 kilograms. So some stuff is going to produce more than others. Like this is 4 kilograms, 1 kilogram, 4 kilos, 2 kilos, 2, 8. Oh, okay. But you can see this is another quality of life type of thing, is that it shows improved farming 2. It requires improved farming 2 in order to get that. 2 to 48. Interesting. And we're gonna... Okay. So yeah, you can just get these from plants if the person harvesting it has improved farming 2. Which we'll get into in a second. Or actually, we'll just get into it now. I believe... Let me see. Improve Farming 2... I can't... No, that one was... That's always been there. Can salvage plant husk and botanical and not analyzer. And which brings to my attention that I don't think we have an actual, like, farmer. We don't have a dedicated farmer. We have 2 ranchers. We got Freya and Pokemaniac here. Which they have improved farming too. So Freya, you'll also get that. There you go. You're welcome. But we don't have any actual dedicated farmer because we do have these 2. Their priorities are set to want to, you know, be ranching. Which is we're gonna do another little side thing here, and we're gonna see that. Let's go back. Let's go to Haryana. That they've added 2 new skills down here for bionic dupes. They improved hardware and climate control. And you can see immunity, it provides immunity to all these things here, and then same thing with Toasty and Chili. So might as well. Eduardo, you don't have enough points, but we're gonna go down the line and get them some improvements because we're swimming in morale. We're gonna go Sonyar, improve for you. Stila, improve for you. I think I only have 4. No, Arsol. Oh, you've had bad morale. It'll buff. You'll be all right. So 1, 2, 3. Or actually, I have 4 dupes. I have 4 bionic dupes with it, and then 5. And then Eduardo is the only one that isn't like this. So I'm curious of like what other bionic dupe improvements they have, but this is interesting. I mean, I don't think we'll ever be experiencing this on this planetoid because of the fact that they're always going to be in suits. But let's get back to this plant husk. So this is how you get the plant husk. Let's see. It can be eaten by moose to process into fuel or building materials. Oh, what? Like one of those. Okay. So a gassy moose can eat it to make natural gas, which I think gassy moose can just eat anything and turn anything into natural gas. Yeah. So let's go back. And then they turn it into carbon dioxide, which husky moose look like whatever they eat just turns into carbon dioxide. Okay. So really, what we want to be doing with this is turning it into plywood using resin and a plywood press. So that's a new building. Combines a binder liquid and plant husk. Okay. That's pretty neat. So basically, we're going to use the plant husk not to feed. You don't want to use it to feed the moose because fuck that. You could just use anything to feed the moose. And All my guys are just hanging. You know what? Let me give them some stuff to do while we figure this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do need to eventually mine out all this good stuff. So we're just gonna set this up. And over here, that's some ASMR noise. One, two, three, four. Just listen to all the wonderful. There we go. And let's tell them to dig out all of this. Actually, we'll do both of these. And we'll stay right here while we look at some stuff. So let's go back and look at this plywood. And we'll turn it to 2x or 2 speed, whatever. So the plywood, we don't want to turn it into carbon dioxide, so we don't care about that. But the applications here, so we know where it's produced by. So let's focus on this application here. So if we get some clay and plywood, we could turn it into ceramic. So 25 kilograms. So whereas normal, we make the ceramic out of wood, clay. Oh, wait, I don't have the option to make ceramic out of plywood here, because we can make it out of clay, wood, peat, coal. Maybe it's because I haven't. Maybe because I haven't. What's the word? Discovered plywood yet? Maybe, yeah. I haven't discovered plywood yet, so maybe that's why it's not on here. But it looks like we're just turning plants into wood, which wood is just plants, to get ceramic. So that doesn't look like it should be the main usage for plywood. And then you're not going to want to turn plywood into refined coal if you have lums, because the peat's just going to be there. But instead, I think we can get more food out of the stuff that we're using in the smoker. I think that'll be the main thing here. Because if we look at the smoker, we're going to look at tender brisket. Oh, no, plywood is just another wood source. I think that's all we're really seeing here. Because it's going to use 100 no matter what. 100 kilograms, 100 kilograms. So that's all it really is. Plywood is not anything really special. It's just an alternative wood source. So that's really all we're looking at. Okay. But you could get... So plywood is the plant version. Yeah, you guys are... Okay. Sure, let's do some little things like this. And little things like this. And in fact, let's turn up this construction, make sure that we're constructing these. And one of you is going to get stuck. I just know it. So plywood it just comes from plants if you don't have access to what's it called? My fucking arbor trees. Okay. So moving on. So that's plant husk and plywood. Let's go through some of the buildings. We already went through the plywood press, the biodiesel engine. So let's look at the communal table. So I set up a communal table over here, and we saw some guys using it. So the communal table is obviously a table, and we saw them eating there. And it gives duplicants, 3 duplicants a place to eat. So it takes 5 tiles, and it removes 2 spots to have tables, or to have mess tables, and it gives them a morale boost when dining with friends. Communal dining. Okay, and what's important about the communal table is that they've also added a new room. they've added a banquet hall. So we have the Great Hall, which is a +4 to morale, and then there's the Banquet Hall, which is +6. And it requires a communal table, and the same thing as a Great Hall, no industrial machines, at least 32, max size 120. It needs at least 1 decor building, some type of recreational building. No mess tables. Can't have any mess tables. And then there's a displayed ornament, which will move into the next new building. We have a display shelf. And display shelves, the thing about display shelves is that they need to be built on a drywall. So you can see that I can't build it here, I can't even build it on the floor, I can't build it on the wall. You have to build it where there's drywall, and it looks like they will combine their texture. And it works like a pedestal. You can put literally anything on the display shelf. So let's put a digging booster up here. And over here let's put coal. Turn these up. But the main thing that you're probably going to want to do is put these in yeah, you're going to want to put these in your eating area there you go, to hopefully turn it into a banquet hall, because you saw how it requires a displayed ornament. And if you actually look, there's an actual tab of like what you want to display up here. Other pedestal displayable. Interesting. The ornaments right here, and these are all ornaments. There's an actual tab. Ornament. There's an actual tab that shows what displayed ornaments are, which it may have been here before. I've never seen it, but it's pretty much all of your who's starving? Your Rex? That's fine. It's all of your freaking artifacts. Yeah, all the things that you can get from your from like space and stuff like that, along with all of the point of interest or story trait items. So you're gonna want to display that in here, and with and then no mess tables, and then a mess hall. Which actually, let me deconstruct this mess hall. It's fucking up their thing. It's fucking up where they're eating. I need them to all eat over there. And that's pretty much how you get your banquet hall. You're gonna have those tables. You're gonna have these. Oh, this is just a mess hall. Interesting. With that in there, it's a mess hall. Okay. So you're gonna need communal tables, no mess tables. So we'll turn this into a banquet hall today, because we'll be finishing up everything that's going on in the new update. Let's see. So let's see. Plywood press, communal table. We did the display shelf, biodiesel engine, and now let's go over the 2 doors that have been freaking out over here. So here we have an insulated door, which you can see the animation for opening and closing is very slow, but it's made, I assume, out of insulation and also some fibers. And it says that it significantly reduces temperature exchange between climate-controlled rooms. And it's very slow, yes. But I'm curious about, like, gases moving through. Because it doesn't seem like it's a... I mean, obviously, I feel like it keeps gases from moving through while it's closed. Like a insulated door... Not an insulated door. Like a, an airlock does. But... I don't know. We'll have to try out some different workings with that. And I'm interested to see what... Oh, yeah. So the third one got built and it combined all the textures. So I'm interested to see what kind of builds people come up with using this. And then we also got a wicker door, which I think it's just like a style. Because like it's not really doing anything. It doesn't block liquid or gas flow. Also doesn't block liquid or gas flow, but it is made out of wood. Oh, that thing died. That was a cute noise. Overheat temperature. There's no decor. Auto inputs. So yeah, I think it's just a new type of door if you don't want to use metals and it uses wood. I mean, according to the notes, it is meant for the Frosty Planet DLC. So let's see, plywood, communal table, insulated door, display shelf, biodiesel engine, wicker door, and then research module. So we'll go ahead and look at the research module, which I'm kind of excited to use. It's a new module on the rocket. It allows the rocket to gather data banks that happen to be on the same hex cell that the rocket, on the same hex cell, then the rocket when it travels through the galaxy. So here's a typo. I believe it's a typo because that doesn't really make sense. Databanks that happen to be on the same hex cell as the rocket when it travels through the galaxy. It should be an as, I believe. And you make it out of steel, and it's going to, that's just the module stats itself. Unlocks the possibility of getting databanks floating in space. So I wonder what the effectivity or like the efficiency of it, like as it's flying through, how many are we really gonna get? I do know that that'll probably be one of our first rockets then, like an exploratory module or an exploratory type of rocket that will fly around collecting some, and also we'll have the what's it called? We'll also have the telescope. Rocketry. No, module. I do want, let me see, where is it? I want this. Automatically analyze adjacent space while on a voyage. Yeah, so I want this one, and then we'll also have the research one and transport, and we'll just kind of go around exploring, and it'll be like the exploring rocket. Let's see, what else was added in? New room banquet hall and performance improvements. So they did quality of life improvements. Let's see what they have here. Pathfinding is better. Jet suits have been tuned, and their animation. Critters can now calculate how crowded or cramped they feel based on their own individual space allocations. Yep. So that's based on their own allocations. So I think it used to be like, even if you have a lum, so a lum requiring 16, right? And then like something like knits, for example, or I know, fucking pips. Pips only require 4, I believe it is. So if you have like a pip and a lum requiring 16 and this one requires 4, that's like a total of 20 in the room. But the lum didn't see it that way. It saw it as like another thing that is taking up 16 as well. So I think that's what it kind of was. So that's cool. And then new buildings and elements. Skilled farmers can now salvage plant husk. Yep. Let's see if we can find some more information. Dining with friends. Display shelf. Regulated room with insulated doors. Printerceptor. New bioprinter building. It processes data banks and draws power from the printing pod to print a selection of very useful items on demand. You'll need to unlock it first using a code that's buried somewhere on the planetoid. Spaced out DLC. Mining space resources and gathering them can now be done separately. Mining space resources and gathering them. So those are 2 different things now. So like if, oh look, there's little data banks. There's 50 data banks there. Oh. So there's harvestable resources. So there's some stuff that you could just like gather, free floating resources that can be gathered by a rocket equipped with a cargo module. Interesting. And then the debris, which you go and you mine them. Space mining. Okay, I don't have enough of the area. Actually, can we get a space explorer or a telescope? I could get a telescope eventually, right? I could bring oxygen up, and okay, we'll do something like that here later. Okay, but let me see. That's actually fucking cool. Also made it easier to produce and store rad bolts, which is pretty rad. So did they like overhaul the rad bolts? Let me look at some radiation. We have rad bolt chamber. I don't know. That's just something that I'll have to like explore as we continue on. Oh, let's continue with the spaced out. They'll mine a drill cone. Okay, once resources have been mined with a drill cone, they'll linger at the site as free-floating harvestable until they're gathered by a rocket with a resource appropriate. Some points of interest start with free-floating resources, and the new research module allows rockets to collect them. We yeah. So now we'll look at the Bionic Booster Pack. New 2-tier skill branch for the dupes. Yep, we already saw that. The improved hardware and the climate control. Okay, so that's that. And then the Frosty Planet DLC, Floxes. That's, yep. Using wood as a building material now boosts the finished product decor, and we also added a breezy new wooden wicker door. The Prehistoric Planet Pack. So Lums, yeah. Also, if we just kind of read some of the specific stuff, it'll say we went over like the TLDR of, or like the highlights of it. But it says in the Prehistoric Planet Pack, the Lums can hang out in CO2 to get a Blum. So, over in the supply closet, there's a new. Uh-oh. Just keep digging, kids. Good job. New monument. Okay. And then... Oh, there's a mustached crewmate now. Okay. Then there's cosmetics. There's over 100 new more cosmetics. When rations run low, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's a new hangry. Okay, and that's... Oh, there's a neutronium cosmetic pack? Oh. Let's see. You can buy it here if you want to give Colony Regal makeover, and everything looks like it's neutronium and it's blue. That's kind of cool. Okay, so now here's the full patch notes, which that's like... It gets into the more nitty-gritty stuff. So we're gonna not read that, and we're gonna now build ourselves a banquet hall. So let's see. The problem though is that it takes up 5 spots or 5 tiles, and it only seats 3. So let's see how many we can fit in here. We can only fit 5. Yeah. Yeah, we can only fit 5, and of those 5, only 15 dupes will be banqueting. So we did plan for 16 dupes, as we have this thing all set up, and even then, that only leaves us 3 tiles to place like decorations. But we can put things on walls. So let's go ahead and get rid of all these buildings. And I hope that you can put table salt on the communal tables. I would imagine you could. Let's see if there's... How much table salt do we have? 0. Beautiful. Let's make some more table salt. And we're gonna make like 100. 99. And I told them to deconstruct all the buildings. And let's make sure that... Okay, so we'll probably put one thing here. Oh, we're gonna need a recreational building. What the fuck are we gonna put for recreation? Probably a party line phone because it's 1 tile, whereas the water cooler is 2. So, we'll probably put this at the end because we do need this auto sweeper to be able to pick up their thingies. Okay. So let's see here. We're going to put furniture. Furniture? Yeah, let's put a metal one. Let's put a gold one. Right there and there. And then if we go, we're still in furniture. We look at the communal table. Oh, and important to note that it's made out of wood. So if I can only put 5, that means... So then the 3 need to go like this. Oh, it's not going to be symmetrical. Because I do need this to be there. Oh, I hate it. Okay, we can actually do this then. And we'll put the telephone over there. And it's going to be in utilities? No, it's going to be fucking furniture. Party line phone can go here. And we'll power it just cause, and that'll be our recreational thing. And then we need shelves. So let's go display shelves. Well, yeah, because to turn this into a banquet hall, we're going to need things on display. So I'll display... Oh. We'll display 3. And then let's get some fancy schmancy canvas guys. Like right there and right here. That should be good, right? And then let's see if table salt gets put on here. Also, where's all my freaking table salt from me deleting those goddamn things? Okay, look, they put okay, table salt can go on there. And it has table salt. And the table salt has germs. Why does table salt have germs? Okay. So, once we get these guys in, because we already have a decor item, once we get these guys placed in, and this is already in there, we should be turning this into... So right now it's a great hall, so that's good. But we do want it to be a banquet hall. And you're going to improve all the decor. Let's see the decor go up. Oh my god, you didn't finish. Yeah, you just get rid of all that. How are we doing over here? We can see that we had... So, oh my god. Yeah, we're having a steam problem, and that's... So maybe this design isn't the best, right? Especially in a vacuum that we're trying to keep it. And the problem is that I actually don't know why the water keeps coming out. Because, so this says that it uses water and it outputs oil. See, why does it... Is it because the water inside of it heats up? So I think the water inside of it heats up, it turns to steam, and then the steam either gets sucked up or gets turned into water. But I don't think this water should ever be heating up to turn into steam, because you can see that the oil well consumes water. Yeah. That the temperature of the oil is always going to be whatever the fuck is this, which is 93 degrees. So that's fine. I don't know, man. I don't know why it turns... I should Google that. Oh, so now that we have these display shelves, let's put some of these guys on there. We're gonna put an old X-ray. We're gonna... Yeah, let's go remove that. Remove that one and remove the color. So now we can put the old X-ray. We'll go up here. Gonna lag for a minute. Then we're gonna get the ceramic morb and the critter color. Okay, this banquet hall's looking pretty nice. Let's pick up all the crud. And we did get table salt. Oh, there we go. Now you're finished. We did get table salt onto our tables, so that's pretty cool. And I think mess tables could hold 1 kilogram. And so these ones, or not 1 kilogram, 1 gram. And so these table salts, or this communal table can hold thrice as many. And this should be a banquet hall. Why are you not a banquet hall? Because these things aren't fucking put up there. Let's put this like to 9, this to 9, and this to 9. This banquet hall looks really nice. And there we go. I think we should have a banquet hall. Nice. So now that we have a banquet hall, right? It's +6 morale just by eating in here. But I wonder if they themselves get like a bonus of like 8 with friends or something. So yeah, not only is it going to be an extra 2 morale by just simply eating in here. So when's the next downtime? Let's look at the schedules. The next downtime is going to be here. So it's going to be Poke, Ashkan, and Mine It Jack. And I don't think you can assign people to communal tables, which is another thing I think they fixed. I mean, it's not really fixed, but they added like a new feature where the mess tables, which I have a mess table in here, is assigned to the hospital. Interesting. So what does that really do? Also, I don't know why this keeps fucking breaking. I think I have a hunch that it could be the fact that we're bringing in hot water. It's good temperature. How are we doing in our whole fucking base? Ooh, here we go. So Ashkan's eating. Will you eat with your friend? What about Pokemaniac? You're eating with your friend, right? And communicating. Neat. So let's see the Pokemaniac. Let's see how your... What do we have here? Salted food, communal dining. I think that's it. Communal dining is a +1. So if they eat with their friends, they're going to get a +1. Your standard duplicate, downtime, washroom. You played some games. You have your own bedroom. You ate in the banquet hall. You went through the nature reserve, and you had a good meal. Nice. Okay, and then Mine It Jack, do you also get that? Communal dining. And who was... Or Mine It Jack, how do you... So you got communal dining, and then who was the other one? Ashkan. Did you get it just for a second? Yes. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So new banquet hall, and plus, let's be honest. This looks fucking dope, dude. Like this room, right? Right? You gonna compliment me? Compliment that I did good job. Another thing that I'll probably do is let's deconstruct all these. I don't really want these anymore. At least not there. Or that. Deconstruct that. Okay. So we're gonna keep digging this stuff out. We don't need that, whatever the fuck that is. We don't need this shit. And we don't need this. So let's go ahead and do 9 on that. And tell my dog to hush. Because he bork chopping. Let's look at... What did we want? We wanted an enclosed telescope. Well, we could just do a normal telescope, right? Also, how are we doing? Look at that. We have so many freaking blast shots. So we're full on the right, full on the left. And I think I'll set up something to like around this part here that will tell this machine to shut off so that he's not constantly making billions of blast shot back shots. Let's see. Let's scan around our area, get these points of interest. So we'll just get a regular telescope, right? It'll go right here. Then we'll open this up and then give you power. And then you'll start scanning everything. I think it will be who's our person? Pay. Pay will go up there and do great pay things for the great pay lord. Yeah, I gotta figure something out about this before I actually start doing things. Okay, let's try to get further into our rocket program, and I think I said we're gonna set up a bunch of. We're gonna build it here, right? Let's look at the rocket trees, rocket platform, and we can fit 5. That wasn't 5. We're gonna fit 4 rockets, which means I want this. I want to do that. Yeah, we're gonna do something like this. And we're gonna do some bunker doors. We're gonna set up bunker doors. Wait, just a god. Okay. I was like, I know I've tested this. So that's power for that. And then the automation, I'm gonna have to do something about this automation. Okay, so let's do this guy. Then we'll do this. And we want at least 35 tiles. So we're gonna go down here. What are we gonna do about this space, though? Is this just dead space? Dead space. So we want this all the way down. And we're gonna need to deconstruct all these ladders in time, right? But we will do this, and we will... I'm gonna set this up to go on the outside, and this up also on the outside, and then 2 like that. And we're gonna have to actually set up the rockets, like I said, at least 35 down. So we need to dig at least down to here, but we need. Let me see, where did I put those? I put them there, right? So we're gonna need these at least here, but we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this looks good because I don't want my rockets to be butt up against it. I want them to have like some space, right? In fact, let's go 5 lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that way it should be 45. Nice. There you go. So 45. So that means that I'm gonna want this down to here, and there will be a floor. Not that floor, but we'll be getting the floor. And just like that. So there we go. So our duplicants aren't gonna have to actually physically go out into space to enter the rocket, and then they'll blast off into space. So we're gonna need all of this gone, which means we will get over here. Well, let's start from the bottom here. Oh, perfect. That's... Oh my god. It's like I freaking planned it. So we're gonna need all of that. And then this will all be temporary. Everything is temporary. Someone's making cute little sounds. And let's make our rocket platforms. We're gonna make them out of... Sure, gold is fine. And this can't be here, actually, because the rockets need to go there. And then we'll also be doing something. So this will, we'll be putting like a whole thing right here and a lock, because then also what we can do is, because these guys are going to be right next to each other, we can also set these up, and they all just kind of like stick to each other, and they'll transfer between the rockets like where we need them. So let's finish up by putting that there. Sad. We are not building this. Can we get on that so that our lovely pay can get to work? And how's our banquet hall? Fantastic. How's our salt? We have not salted the earth. But we have gotten rid of this like chunk of stuff here. So that's cool. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of... Actually, we won't get rid of that. We'll get rid of these two, though. And I do want to dig out all this because this is, like I said, where the rocket's going to go. And we're setting up obsidian tiles, which should be good because they're not going to overheat, because obsidian overheats at like a stupid temperature. Look at that, 2700 is the melting point. So this will be like one rocket silo. We could probably set up another rocket silo here if we need to, which is probably going to be a good idea because it'll be to the left and to the right of this main corridor of like traveling up and down. But yeah, I don't know what all my dupes are doing. They're over here acting like, oh my god, what is this? Ooh, bleachstone got changed. No, that's not bleachstone. What the fuck is that? Tranquil toe seeds. Why is this off-gassing? What is going on here? Oh, because you're in carbon dioxide. Oh my god, you guys, what are you doing? And why is there tranquil toe seeds even here? Get that bleachstone, get that bleachstone. Clean my base. Clean up the base, you frickin' losers. Did they turn lubrication stations into a room yet? Room. No, lubrication stations are not rooms yet. And we're almost full on the gunk. We'll have to do something there. How are we doing? We gotta make sure... we didn't get any more research. We just got that biodiesel engine, the drill cone. You're still making stuff. Good job, Arsol. Keep at it. Why don't we have pips? Pips should have been eating the trees. You know what? Oh no, oh no. Oh no. I think it's because our guys were coming in. Okay, we have to turn off 2 trees. Why were pips dying? They should be eating the arbor tree branches. Where's my pips? Quickly, he's gonna die. What the hell, dude? I really don't know why they died. They should have been totally okay. See, watch. You set this up here, and he should... okay. Well, first he's gonna get groomed. That makes sense. And then you should go eat. So why did they die? Oh, they probably just died of old age. You know what? They died of old age, and my dumbass didn't fucking repopulate them. Okay. That's fine. That was the great suckening going on over here. So, another thing that I did, like, during trying to get all this vacuumed out and everything, you know, I picked up all the debris, but all the debris was stupid fucking hot. So, what I did was I set these up right here, and I deleted the ones in my base, so that all the stuff ended up right here. Literally everything. And then I've been running it through the liquid, and it's been coming out over here, you know, trying to cool down. You can see that this is 47 degrees, but it should cool down over here, and then we can put all this stuff up in the base. And that's my dumb little... what's it called? Debris chiller. So, what is this? Still... oh my god. What's overheated? My filter, which is ridiculous. Gunk. How much gunk are we... that should be it. I don't see any more gunk on the floor. And we are just pumping out water. Oh, that's why you're heating up. Because So if we stop you, then we're going to change you to be steel. And we're getting down to it being just water, which is bad because I have this pumping out water right here. So in fact, I should probably stop. I'll stop this one. And I don't have the water going anywhere because you can see we have a line for brine, which is this guy right here, and then we have a line for oil, a line for salt water, and a line for polluted water. Which I think we can. Who's making messes because we're stuck up here? Ashkan. Okay. How do we do this? Ashkan's peeing himself. Got it. There you go. Now you're free to. Don't keep working. Okay, guy. But did we get this? Okay, Pei is doing telescopy things. Good, good, good. Oh, Ashkan, you are something, my child. I am gonna need to destroy all those, but I'll destroy them one at a time. Fuck. I totally lost what I was doing. Thanks to Ashkan. Ashkan's a little bitch ass. Oh, that's right. We can turn one of those lines into water because we don't have any oil anymore. Let's look at the liquid. This is liquid phosphorus and gunk. So we can turn the oil line. We could turn this into regular water. So what we'll do here... where is our regular water line? Right here. So that's going to be a fucking pain in the ass to get to, right? It's real tucked in there. So what if we just bridge everything? I think that's what we're going to have to do here. Bridge, bridge, bridge. Well, we could do 2 bridges and put this onto the regular water line. So let's do this. And we will deconstruct this guy because we're just going to do normal. Let's make sure that we're doing high priority. I was like, that's not working. Okay, so then we bridge. We bridge onto the water line, which following it is water. Okay, and then let's get this over here. And we're going to do some more bridging. So we can't bridge here. Well, what if we... Why do I always lose the bridge? Okay, we're going to bridge this, which means we stop that, and then get rid of that, and then deconstruct that one. And then we're going to bridge this, and then pipe like that. Okay. So let's make sure polluted water still is going up this way, right? Polluted water, oil, brine. So now we have this water. It's going to be the water. You have to be... I got to be really careful so that I'm not mixing liquids into my infinite storage, or else I feel like there could be a catastrophic failure. Okay, so now we have water. So now it should be that the second pump is going to be water. And that's not... Why does it do that? What is happening? There we go. Water. Right? I said water. Copy settings. We're going to paste it across all of these ones. And this needs to be gunk. Need to filter out everything. Make sure that gunk goes in here. And then water is now going up there, which means we can turn on this one. And let's double check, make sure, follow the water. We're playing follow the leader, we're playing follow the water, and we're going to make sure that the water goes into the water spot. And at any point, I can pause it and, like, stop this nonsense. And this is, in fact, water. So water goes this way, water goes into the water area and into the water. Okay, I think we're good. So now that we don't need to filter our oil, we're gonna get the water and get all that liquid in there. Pay should be on this, which means we are exploring. Oh my god, bioluminescent rock. Tell me about this bioluminescent rock. What the fuck is that? And we get databanks, P, amber, so we can get all the databanks that we really need. Wait, and why are we exploring all the way out here? Is that just, oh, because we're going to explore this, and then it explores 2 tiles out slightly. What is bioluminescent rock? Bio? Loom? Interesting. A bioluminescent rock. It intrigues me. What's going on? Oh, I didn't dig this. And then cancel that, actually, so that we can build that, and then dig all that, and then they'll dig that way. And now let's deconstruct. And then we need to figure out about these bunker doors. We need to figure out... Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, so we're going to do... I have to be careful of deleting these. And also, I think we're going to need something special here. Bye. Oops. Oh, you know what? You guys have to delete these anyway. Might as well. So when you fall, we'll see if you guys fall where I need you to. Oh my god, someone did not do that. Look at you guys. There you go. Delete them all now. Yeah, I am going to have to figure something out because rockets are going to go past this. And I need to make sure that we're not melting our water. Or our cooling loop. I know. Just keep working. You're almost there, kids. There we go. Now you can go reach food. And then we have this thing like that. Okay. And then I'm actually going to have to delete this thing too. Just not yet, because we haven't... Alright, what am I going to do about this bunker door? So, I want... Are the bunker doors going to open when I need them to? And how are we doing with exploration? Ooh, destroyed satellite and harvestable resources. And get an office mug. Okay. Good job, Pay. You're doing Pay things. What else were we, like, working on? I'm just... This whole episode is, just distraction, you know? Someone build this so they can come over and delete that. There you go. Who's trapped? No one's trapped. Okay, dig all that out. Do this. Seal this off. We'll make a liquid lock going into there. So actually, we're gonna go like this, and like this. And probably a liquid lock to get in there, because this is gonna be all space biome. So we don't need that or that. And let's make sure that, yeah, They are going to be small enough. Okay. Hurry up. So I might as well just build the liquid lock now. And we will also put doors on it. So that we can control... Let's go... Yeah, just a normal door. So that we can control who we want in and out of my rocket area. Mop that up. I don't want that liquid in there. I don't want any of this liquid. We're going to keep this open. I got the mop command, so that should take care of all this good stuff. And then we need oil here. Crude oil, 9. Enable auto bottle. Copy. Paste. Oh, look at that. We're getting a bunch of blast shots. So we'll probably do here-ish. Is everyone still mopping? Good, good, good. Oh, all your silly noises, I know. And our sea combs are still doing good, although we do need... We've been trying to cool down this water to like 30, and that's what's been going on here, is that we bring in this 6-degree brine from the brine storage, and it cools it down, and if it is above 30 degrees, which it currently is now, then it'll spit it out, which means it came in, took some of the heat, and then we're going back down. And then let's see how we got going on here. Yep, you're sucking up all the wawas. Okay, and then we got oil going in there. So we do, in fact, have a liquid lock. So let's go ahead and deconstruct all this. Good job, guys. Which we can actually just do this. I think they can work every 4 tiles. So, and then we don't need this ladder. And we want this to go here and this to go here. Let's watch these freaking turds get themselves stuck. Oh, keep mopping. Okay, we're doing good on the oil. So I want all of this space completely open. And then we'll probably do I don't know what we're doing with this space. Is it dead space? Most likely. But is it that kind of dead space? No. So all this should gas out. And actually what I do want to do, because rockets, we'll set up like a heat chamber right here, or like some steam turbines and some power and some other shit, because these rockets are going to produce a lot of heat. I believe it's like this. Get up there and make that for me, will ya? How are we doing? Still looking around the space map? Okay. And then this should be good. I do want it to be like 500-ish. You're gonna build that? Nice, good job. Whoops, wrong button. Then we'll go... Actually, what we can do is this. I just had a thought, and the thought is, what am I gonna do for lunch? Also, can guys walk up onto this space platform? Yes. Okay, that's good. We still need to do this, which means I still want to shit out a bunch of people that are meant to be dreamers. Dream it, you fucking dreamer. Here we are. And you know what? This should be good. Deconstruct. Deconstruct. And there you go. We have a nice little rocket silo. We do need to figure out this, though. So, we want this to be open. Shipping. Automation. We want this to be open. We want these to be green. So we want this to be open when there's not meteors. And then when there is meteors, it'll turn green, and it'll then turn this to be red to turn these off. Like that. The bunker doors are real fucking slow, even when powered. And we want this thing to not be powered. So we're going to do now a NOT gate on this side. Which I don't believe we'll be able to... Hold on. If I sever that, it'll turn red. Then they can walk along it and go over there. Yeah, because I want these to be off. I want them... Wow, okay. I want them to... What are you doing? Oh, we're freaking out. Stop that. Okay, hold on. This NOT gate should be changing the signal, right? That's not right. Also, I think you had a whole fucking conniption. I thought I'd be able to do that. So it'll turn it'll turn green to red. Or red to green. And then I want this... Oh, that's why. There we go. There we go. And I think that's going to be good. And then we will do like another one. We could probably do another one that goes like right here that will sense any rockets. Yeah. Can we actually build it 13 tiles away? I don't think there's room. But we can build it here, and it can sense the rockets and then open the doors. And I think that's what we're trying to do here. Also, why are we not building these? What happened? What happened? Why are we not doing stuff? Are we all like on... Are we all... Choose blueprint. Also, this is another thing that got changed. You can change their outfits when you print them. So like certain outfits that you have set up, or just even like preset outfits, I assume. So that's pretty neat. We're gonna grab these things. Actually, we're gonna grab some pip eggs because I have destroyed all of our pips. Relocate you in there. Relocate you in here. Plus, we already have mealwood seeds. Sorry, pips. I fucked that up. Well, you know what? We'll call that today's episode. We are 100% good on blast shots. Everything's got a bunch of little guys. We are... Ooh, look at that. We got so much stuff over there. An artifact. Oh, let's turn on the harvestable shield generator. So that's just an actual... I believe that's the artifact. That's the artifact itself. So I wonder if this is the artifact itself. This fucking bioluminescent rock. I would have imagined... Actually, let me see. Let's go to decorate? Decorated? No. What is it called? What do you need in here? You need a ornament. So let's look at ornament. And let me see if there's a bioluminescent rock. Okay, thank God. It's right there. I was really worried of like, what the fuck is this bioluminescent rock? But yeah, we'll call that today's episode. We didn't really do much. We went over a lot of the different updates and stuff that came out with the quality of life update for today. And yeah, look at them. And we went over, yeah, and we started implementing one of them, which is this communal banquet, the banquet hall. And we got these little communal tables and everything. And it's gonna suck. I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do about the 16th dupe. Maybe we just won't have 16, and we'll only have 15. And like this room will just forever be empty. This will be the room for all of our dead dupes. Which I really wish that like I could keep those bodies. Like not in that kind of creepy way, but so that I could actually like have them buried there. But yeah, we did some stuff today and looked at some new stuff and suppressed that one. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Can you get this done? I actually really want this done. Thanks for hanging out. And, you know, if you guys made it this far, I'd really appreciate if you guys could like, maybe even subscribe, and we could continue on in this wonderful voyage that we got going on, which I hope to do more space stuff. Hopefully we're getting into more space. And, ooh, a bunch of crud everywhere. And, yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. And until then, stay stringy.